And welcome back, this is ballerscuba with more bonus episodes of Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Today we are going to be showing off all of the summons in Final Fantasy X. We already went over some of the other showcases for this game, but when it comes to summons, it's a little bit more complicated, so I do need to talk during this a bit. So let's get into it. We have Yuna ready. She is at full overdrive. We'll go over why that is necessary in a bit. But for now, it is time to summon our first Aeon. Let's bring Vala out. But before I do, I want to get rid of the user interface here so we have a better idea of what it looks like. And I can do that in the remastered version by hitting F5, which is very nice. We can just hide the HUD. And now I have no idea what I'm doing, so let's turn the HUD back on. Alright, so there's a few things that I wanted to show off with all of the different Aeons. So, the first thing that I wanted to show off was a basic attack from Vala here. Let's just see what it looks like when I do a basic attack. As you can see, he comes with sensor, which is nice. Let's hit a skull. So there's your basic attack. We do have the kind of special attack. It's kind of like a tech, so to speak, that each Aeon has. For Vala, that is Sonic Wings. Damages an enemy and delays its turn. Let's do the one that's going to come up next anyway, which is the Mech Scouter. Go ahead and Sonic Wings him to death. And there we get that. We could go over skills and specials and all that kind of stuff, but those are things that I could have shown off previously and have shown off previously. So we're not going to show that off. Plus, I don't have all of them on all of my Aeons. So let's just show off Energy Ray. Keep in mind this does hit everybody, but I only have the one enemy left. Let's see what Energy Ray can do for me. Let's also turn off the HUD again, so that we can see it in all of its glory. Oh, that's just death. That's what you get for that. Let's turn the HUD back on. Alright, so that's back on. So I get stuff that I don't care about. I need to get into another fight so I can continue to show off Vala. He does have 2 overdrives after all. Let's show the other one off in due time. Alright, back in with Vala at full overdrive again. Just used Yuna's Grand Summon. That's the easiest way to get that done. We are ready to show off Energy Blast. Non-elemental damage to all enemies, which is the exact same description as Energy Ray. But with Energy Blast, there's a much better chance that these things are all going to die. I'm giving it a 100% chance. Let's go ahead and turn the HUD off so that we can see Energy Blast. And let's show it off. Yeah, we don't get numbers if you turn the HUD off, but it's still numbers are there. That's something that happened. All right, so that is Vala down. Vala is pretty simple. A lot of these Aeons are going to be pretty simple. I will meet you when it is time to summon Ifrit. Oh, it is time. Let's bring out Ifrit. And once again, we will show Ifrit in full screen. No HUD needed for the summon for Ifrit. And there he is. Let's turn that back on so I can see what I'm doing. Ifrit, I kind of go back and forth. I usually go with Ifrit for his name, but we will see what we can do. We will attack first. We're actually going to go for the flame flan first because the other stuff is kind of elemental sometimes. So let's go ahead and kill the flame flan first. Once again, sensor. That's always nice. So that's Ifrit in his normal attack. Let's show off Meteor Strike on the skull here. Yeah, things go down pretty damn quickly. Then once again, we have something that does hit all enemies. I only have the one enemy left, though, so let's go ahead and finish off the mech here. I forgot what is your name? The Mech Scouter. We'll go ahead and finish off the Mech Scouter, and once again, we need to see it in all its glory. Go, Hellfire. Yeah, it died. Let's turn the HUD back on. And I'll meet you at the next summon. Next up is Ixion. Once again, HUD off so that we can see Ixion fully. And Ixion is ready to go. Once again, 3 things to do. We'll start with the basic attack. We'll kill the skull. Why not? Next up is Arrow Spark. It does negate all spell effects, as well as damaging an enemy. We'll use that on the Flame Flam. Why not? Picking on the same group over and over. That is not my intention. But with that, it is time to show off Thor's Hammer. Deals lightning damage to all enemies. Once again, I just have the one, but we won't really see numbers on it anyway. Let's show off Thor's Hammer. Nicely done. Nicely done. Next up is Shiva. Shiva is definitely one of the more powerful ones in this game, and I like her. Let's go ahead and turn the HUD off so that we can see everything that we can see. And there is Shiva. Shiva is once again one of the more basic ones. There is a reason why I do need to talk during all of this. We haven't really gotten to that point just yet, but we will show off Shiva's basic attack. We will hit one of the skulls because they're going to get a turn pretty quickly here. And we'll save our big stuff for the ogre at the end. Let's hit the skull with the basic attack here. Nice spinning kick. Then we have the Heavenly Strike. It damages an enemy and delays its movement. You do get a delay on it, right? But it's not very much if you ask me. It's not a lot. We'll go ahead and kill the skull with it. At least it wasn't a lot when I get to use it. When it's used on me, it's quite a bit. But we do have an overdrive ready. Let's show off Diamond Dust. Deals ice damage once again to all enemies, but I only have the one remaining enemy, so just assume that it hits everybody. Diamond Dust will be shown. That one always cracks me up a little bit because it feels like the snap is the thing that actually does the damage. So she like just snaps the enemies to death. Otherwise, it's just ice. I know the ice does the real damage, but it's always funny to me that she just snaps until they're dead. But that's Shiva. Next up is the King of Dragons. It is time to summon Bahamut. Bahamut, come on down. Oh, he is ready. But then again, he usually is. Let's see, a basic attack that we can do on, sure, the Mech Scouter. That sounds good. Just a basic little swipe, but that's enough. Then we have Impulse, which will probably destroy all the enemies. It does hit everybody. And he's strong. Yeah, max damage on all of them, so we win! Oh, he's happy about that. I'll be back when I have him summoned once more. Bahamut is back out, a group of 4 enemies this time. He will destroy them all. His overdrive is called Mega Flare, deals non-elemental damage to all enemies, and if you remember correctly, is really the earliest way you have of breaking the damage limit normally when you play this game. Let's turn off the HUD, and we will watch Mega Flare just absolutely destroy everything in its path. Yeah, Bahamut wins. He just wins. That's what he does. Next up is our first optional Aeon of the game, Anima. Anima is stronger than Bahamut. In a lot of the Final Fantasy games, Bahamut's really the strongest one that's out there, with one exception, maybe 2. But this one, they made Anima quite the star by comparison. Let's see her come out then. Anima, it's your turn. Anima. Sorry about the existence. Let's go ahead and see a basic attack from Anima. Anima is the last of the kind of normal Aeons in the game, the way I have to show it off. We'll go ahead and kill a skull here first. That will work well. Anima just thinks hard and they die. Next up, we have Pain, which deals damage and death to an enemy, but it's going to be so much damage that the death does not really matter here. We'll take out, I guess, the Mech Scouter because it's getting a turn first. Yeah, it's immune to death, but it's not immune to 28,000 damage. And now it is time to show off Anima's overdrive. That would be Oblivion. If you haven't seen it before, you're in for a treat. But it is time to deal non-elemental damage to all enemies. It does work differently in this version of the game than it does in the original North American version of the game. In this version of the game, it hits multiple times. In the original version, it only hit once, so this hurts even more. But we're going to be turning the HUD off, so you can't really see the difference there. Let's go ahead and absolutely destroy this Flame Flan. Oblivion. Let's watch. Yeah, it's dead. And yes, those are arms around its neck. Anima is weird. That's Anima, though. That is the last of what I'm considering the normal ones. Yes, in terms of mechanics, Anima's considered normal. The other two, not so much. Let's show them off. Next on the list is Yojimbo. You notice that Yojimbo does not come with a full overdrive gauge. There's kind of a reason for that. We are going to give him that later. For now, let's just bring Yojimbo out. And here is Yojimbo. Yojimbo does function differently than all of the other Aeons. I can't do anything with him except pay him or get rid of him. As it turns out, I'm gonna try to explain this briefly. There are a ton of very in-depth formulas and guides on how to actually work Yojimbo, but the basic idea is this. Pay him a lot of money, treat him well, don't let him die, and never call him out and then immediately dismiss him. That's pretty much the idea. He has his own affinity with you. As a result of that affinity, he's going to do better moves based on how much you pay him and how much he likes you. If he doesn't like you, it almost doesn't matter how much you pay him. It's going to be bad. If memory serves me correctly, the magic number is somewhere around 12,000. So I'm going to pay him under that because I want to show off some of his lesser moves to start. That's one of the issues here. I want to show him doing everything, and he's got 4 attacks, if memory serves me correctly. I'm going to try to show off all of them. He might only... Yeah, he has 4 attacks. So let's show off, hopefully, the cheapest one, which is Daigoro. I'm not anticipating the overdrive here, so I'm going to leave the HUD on. I need to know what I got out of everything, right? So let's pay him 100 gil. That's not enough. He doesn't like that, but we're hopefully going to get kind of the worst result out of that. Here you go, Yojimbo. And he goes for Kozuka. Or Kozuka. That's actually his second worst, so I have to pay him less than that. Never pay him nothing. Never pay him nothing. Let's go with 10. Let's pay him 10. And see what we get out of that. There we go, Daigoro. Basically, he sends the dog out. When you get Daigoro, it lowers your affinity. Everything else kind of raises your affinity. I believe even Kozuka, or Kozuka. I'm not good with Japanese names. That, I believe, does raise his compatibility with you. No, actually, no, that's a neutral one. Yeah, Kozuka is a neutral. Daigoro lowers his affinity with you. Let's try to raise our affinity with him. We'll do 50,000. Sure. I don't mind wasting money at this point. What am I going to use money for at this point? I've gone through the entire game. These are bonus videos. 50,000 gil. That should be enough to do the level 3 one for me. This one will hit multiple targets sometimes, if I can get it to work. There it is, Wakizashi. So far, so good. Now I'm gonna get into another fight, and I will hopefully be able to show off the hardest one to get. But we will see. We'll see. All right, let's see what I can do to try to get this ultimate one. Now, I could do a normal summon, right? Bring out Yojimbo as is, but instead of doing that, I'm gonna do a trick to try to increase my odds of basically his overdrive. We're going to, instead of normal summon him, we're going to grand summon him. And grand summon for Yuna will bring out an Aeon with full overdrive. I'm sure by now, if you're at this point in the game, you're aware of that. But I did want to point that out just in case you were curious why it's not going to be in the overdrive special that I'm going to be doing. It's because it's the same thing. I'm showing it off here. So let's go ahead and grand summon Yojimbo. It's the same thing, so I'm not going to get rid of the HUD for this. You can see what it looks like with the HUD. Plus, the important part is that he does have that full overdrive. And that's why I use the Grand Summon. So, what I am going to do is try to show off his biggest thing. Now, if I do it right, he should give me a small nod before he does it. Let's give him most of my money. What is that? 4 million gil. Like I said, I'm probably not even going to keep this save, so let's get rid of all my money. One of the biggest factors is how much you pay him, but it is representative, or I should say, it does keep in mind how much money you have, so it is kind of like a percentage of that. These guys should have a low resistance to the move. Each enemy has a resistance factor to his move. It's a very complicated system that they have for Yojimbo, but we should be able to show it off here. It's called Zanmato. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil that. It's called Zanmato. Let's go ahead and turn the HUD off because I have a good feeling about this. I do. Let's show off Zanmato. Once again, he should nod if I get it right. and they just get split in half. If you're familiar with some of the older titles in the franchise, Odin works that way, Gilgamesh usually works that way. Yojimbo is basically instant death with Zanmato. And that goes for everything. You can kill everything in this game with Zanmato if you can pull it off. A lot of them have a high resistance to it, but nobody is immune to Zanmato. So, if you can pull it off, it does work well. And I've shown off everything that I wanted to when it came to Yojimbo. Just one more Aeon to go through.